Let's look back then, Harmy, on what was a really disappointing third game as a spectacle, I suppose, as much as the result from an England point of view, anyway. Um, but England had their chances, yeah, recovering from 50 odd for five and to make 200, and credit to Ben Duckett and Liam Livingstone, although both will be very disappointed, I think, with the manner of their dismissals. But as I just said to Mash, the West Indies played the better cricket. What, from an England point of view, will they be looking at it as an opportunity missed, particularly that third game, or will they be honest and say we blew it?
I think they've got to be honest and say they blew it. I think they did recover well. Duckett batted well. I thought Liam Livingstone played, um, uh, but- and not from an experienced player that was well needed at the time. He could have got out a couple of times, but I thought he held his nerve. You know, I thought he, I thought he showed some real restraint in what he was trying. I think what he normally wants to do, and I think that's always been the challenge for Liam in 50 over cricket because he plays so many T20 games in a certain role in a certain way. Batting at number seven, he still keeps that way, if you know what I mean, which is I've got 10, 15, 20 balls in this game. I've got to hit every ball for 6 or 4. Where when you go out to bat at 49 for 5, you have to play like a test match way, a first class way. And I thought he did that. I thought he did that well with still having the input, the intent that he probably needed to keep the scoreboard going as the rain was coming and reducing the overs. So I was really pleased for Liam the way he played. I thought he showed some experience. And then with the ball worried me a lot throughout this series. I don't think England bowled very well. I think take Sam Curran's first three, take his 3 wickets away in the power play. I think in the second game, I don't think England bowled that well in the power plays. They didn't. West Indies didn't get off the blistering starts, but I just didn't think we hit the right areas. We weren't sort of threatening enough from a wicket point of view. And then at the end, I don't think we held our nerve very, very well. And I know people will say there's some inexperienced players, and that will get better with the more they're thrown in the deep end. But I think all in all, England will feel as though they've missed a trick. West Indies were there to be had. 325 in the first game when the score was an average score was 267 on that ground was way, way too many for, and it wasn't for the brilliance of Shy Hope, but England should have gotten over the line in the first game. And even with the ball in the second game, a target of 205, England had the West Indies when Hope gets out 90 for 99 for 3 and then 135 for 6. You're thinking just somebody grab a hold of the game and win the match for you from an England point of view. And I was really sort of left disappointed the way England performed in the last throws of the game, and they really let Shepherd and Ford, who was on debut, get in a position to win the game for the West Indies. So full credit to the West Indies; they deserve to win the series because for me they played the pressurized situations the best. But I was really really disappointed, and probably more so with the ball than anything else.
The captain's dismissal, Harmy, so the reactions to it amused me. And I'm just thinking, the half a dozen reports I heard or read, I just wondered how many of those people would have said, if that ball had gone for six, oh, that's Josh Butler, back to his best, fearless, playing on instinct. And he's hooked the first ball and it's gone for six, but he gets out to it, and people are writing, "What's going on in his head? Does he need a rest? What he needs to have a good, honest look at himself." And I'm thinking, oh, look at the way he's played for the last 10 years. I can look at it was the first ball, but I just couldn't help thinking that if he'd scored runs, a few more runs in his last 15 ODIs, then nobody would have been questioning him hooking the first ball he faced and getting out to it.
No, I think you're spot on. I think you're 100% right. It was instinct. I think Josh walks out to bat, takes his guard, picks his bat up, thinks, right, I'm just going to drop back, try and punch one down the ground, get off strike and get down to the end, start my innings. Got 50 in the last game, just carry on like that. And I think it's because of the player he is and because of the way Josh has been brilliant for so many years for England that he got caught hooking first ball because I'm not sure too many players would have got it to fine leg. because it would either hit him on the head or they would because it bounced. It shows it was a good ball by Alzarri Joseph. It really was. A ball was in a good area. It bounced on him. It was quicker. And I think it was just because of Joss's instinct and quick hands that he managed to get a top edge on it. I think a lot of batters first up in that situation might have gloved it behind if they were going to get it out, or it might have just sort of bashed them straight on the head. So it was an instinct that Joss Butler needs to keep. It's an instinct that you never, ever encourage him to try and curtail. He got out. That's it for me, unfortunately. Yes, I think there are arguments that he probably possibly does need to have a little bit of a break. He'll get one at the end of the T20 series. There's a long time between the IPL. I'm not sure what's happening with South Africa, and the amount of cricket if he is going or if he's going to play. So I hope the England captain, once this 2020 series finishes, has a good Christmas, reflects on what has been a difficult time for him as a leader, him as a player, and there's no doubt he'll come back stronger from that. But for people to sort of have a go at him for getting out first ball, it was instinctive. He's an instinctive player, and never ever would discourage Joss Butler to be not instinctive, not to try and go for what he sees first. And unfortunately, he sees things quicker. His hands are quicker, but this time it was a good ball, and unfortunately, he didn't get enough on it to get it for six. Because you're right, I think if he had it for six, and then managed to make 40 or 50, everybody would be, Joss Butler's back. He got out. These things happen.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.